Alright, so it is Saturday and it is starting. I don't know. Okay, trees aren't even moving right now as I started, but it's starting to, now I turn back and it's starting more windy, but probably hear it. The wind's starting to pick up. It's probably like gusting like 20 something maybe. I kind of see some. Nothing at all, but gradually it as the hurricane starts coming in closer, we're gonna be getting more wind. And from what I've been seeing on the news and stuff, since now it's going so far west over the Keys, I guess it might miss Miami, but they're still gonna get a lot of wind and the surge stuff. But I guess kind of into Tampa, west coast of Florida area, what we will experience, I guess, is like a Category 1 hurricane, maybe a 2 with the winds, which is like 75 to 100 mile an hour winds, which isn't bad at all. And then we're high enough to where we don't have to worry about storm surge, hopefully. I guess theoretically is the thing. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, I've seen like almost probably like 50,000 people, I think, used to live here, and now it's a ghost town. No, are probably, I think, are without power already, and the storm's still, I believe Saturday, tonight into tomorrow morning is when the real stuff's supposed to start. So that might be bad if that many people are already without power and the storm's not even here yet. Which, that's something I've always said, that I feel like every year we should at least get a Category 1 hurricane. Not so that like no one gets hurt from it, hopefully, or badly damaged houses or something, but just to keep like everything in check. Because like people are still cutting like their trees and stuff. The trash hasn't gone for like a couple of days now, so all that stuff's in the street. People aren't smart about like the food and gas and stuff, and like the power line stuff, you know, for like electricity. Those aren't, I guess, I mean, they probably maintain them well, but if power is already going out, clearly, because we haven't really had that many hurricanes at all the past couple of years for here. So I mean, Matthew last year, but that wasn't really anything. But at least like a hurricane every year keeps everyone in check and remembering what to do correctly, so that hopefully no one gets hurt, you know? All right, so it is 3:30 in the morning about. I haven't gone to sleep yet. I don't think I really ever slept if like a hurricane's coming. Kind of like, I don't know if it's like anticipation, nerves, or whatever. Also, stuff clanging on the shutters doesn't really help. The wind also, but yeah, I haven't been asleep, and nothing really has been happening. Probably here, it's raining very hard. See some lightning. We're still a few hours north of like Miami and stuff, and I see it's a lot windier down there on some of the stuff I watched on the news. And I think they've been getting some flooding stuff. That's kind of bad for them. And then yeah, I think I saw the eye is about 50 miles from Key West, I think. Yeah, it's still going like northwest, I guess. I think it keeps going even more northwest, I think, the last time. And yeah, just waiting. I think from like now on until Sunday afternoon, I believe, is when the winds, if whatever we're gonna get, the strongest we're gonna get, I think, is what we're gonna get. Not much happening. A lot of rain. I saw Fort Pierce has like 8 inches of rain in 3 hours, I think. So that's a bunch of rain. Hopefully no flooding. I do think they kind of flood up north of here, so hopefully everyone's all right up there. And yeah, just waiting. That's the shitty part. Just like, you just gotta wait.
All right, so I'm in the bathroom with one of the only unshuttered windows in our house, and it's 3:30. Stuff's starting to pick up. I think I've been seeing Jupiter areas have been getting the most like 70, 75 mile an hour wind gusts. Sustained wind, I don't know. It's probably like 30, 40 mile an hour, which not really bad or anything. Power's out though. That went out about 3:10 p.m. so we had a good run. because I've been seeing a lot of people have gone power like yesterday.
All right, so camera finally, I think, deciding to maybe not fog up a little bit, and yeah, it's a little windier on this side of the house. You can probably see palm trees moving. I think there's about to be a gust coming down the canal a little bit. Yeah, here comes some good ones. Woo! That's gotta be 50, 60, 70. But yeah, that storm surge, I don't know if you saw when I was putting the boat, doing the boat stuff. Probably see the water level is, well, almost over the dock. So if it gets a break in the storm, I could put the boat up a little more, but you can see the water's getting kind of close to the skeg on the engine. So we might have to raise that up. Hopefully my neighbor has his kayak tied on, because their dock is underwater. My other neighbor's dock, 100% underwater. Kind of see it. It's hard to with the screen, but yeah, you can clearly see the water over the boards. And I think down the way, my other neighbor's dock. So yeah, like the hurricane's not here and we're still getting that storm surge stuff, which they said we would. But I want to say this is about probably all we're gonna get, because I mean they said 1 to 3 foot or whatever, and that should be around there. Our dock might go underwater, but still got a couple feet from my boat, so it should be fine. And then yeah, what time is it now? 3:57. I saw the weather guy just before the power went out was saying probably at around midnight, I think, is when it'll start calming down. I mean, it's still gonna be like this for a few hours more, and then it'll start gradually, as the hurricane moves away, winding down some, but just waiting. And now even more miserable because there's no power. Yeah, the gusts are definitely picking up since like the 10 minutes I've been standing here. Seems like every gust coming now is just stronger than the last one. But that's what hurricanes do. Here's some good. I don't know if you can see the blowing down the canal in the water. Kind of see the wind on the water. Probably gets a little worse on the canal because this is kind of just like, I'm not sure how long our canal is, but kind of like funnels the wind down it. So I think we're about to get a good gust right here. You can kind of hear it building up. Oh yeah. But I'm sure all these palm trees will be fine. That's like literally what they're designed to do. Oh yeah, there's that. You can see it coming down the canal. Ooh, that's a good one. That's gotta be like 70 something at least. So I guess that's hurricane force or whatever. It's 75, I think? I don't know. Have to try and check the weather and see what the top gust so far is for Jupiter. Oh, it's not. Oh, it's kind of doing it now. You gotta see the wind blowing the water up onto the dock. We're probably gonna lose some dock boards, which hopefully they just float away or whatever and not fly away. Because that would be dangerous. Oh. Well, I can kind of see it now. It's kind of hard to tell from here. Right in there is totally a dock board missing. So, right in there. Where's my finger? Right in here, you can kind of see. Yeah, there's a missing dock board. That sucks. But boat's just a swinging. But I have it tied, so. Oh, the rope. Okay. I'm gonna have to retie that. The rope, you can kind of see the rope here. It came off the top of the pylon, so now it's not. Yeah, we're gonna have to redo that at some point if it calms down. Which I don't think it is. I think we're past the point of the feeder bands. So it's kind of constant like this, as you can see. Like how long? Well, this one, like through the recordings, you can tell the wind doesn't really let up. Like that's what it's like, sustained wind, and then when it's really blowing, that's the gust. So, and I'm not gonna start dealing with boat stuff. And oh, here comes some good stuff, I think. And this is straight out of the southeast too, so. Then once the hurricane passes, I think it's going to switch and start coming out of the southwest. It'll be from this way. But yeah, back to waiting. Alright, so I have to stay inside now because the wind's starting to blow the water onto the patio. As you can see, it's picking up even more. And that's to be expected. Now these have to be closer to the 70-mile-an-hour gust I was hearing about. It's like 5 o'clock now? I don't know. Still no power. Dock. Not underwater yet. But the neighbors are. Ooh. Probably hear the shutters, and that's the only noise you hear for hours. Shutters rattling, some wind whistling, trees blowing. There we go. With having no power or like I was saying before, the zero cell phone service, you don't know what's actually happening out there. So luckily battery powered radios allow us to listen to some news, and I've been hearing I think Marco Island, I think it came ashore on Marco Island, either that or they're just getting a lot of wind, and like there I'm pretty sure they're getting like 120 mile an hour. They were saying, like right now. So it's probably like an extra 60 mile an hour on what we're getting right now. So hopefully, I just hope all the people over there were prepared, because for almost the entire week, the hurricane was headed here. So hopefully they didn't think they were out of the possibility of getting it and didn't prepare well, so. Ooh. That one kind of shook the house a little bit. It's kind of hard to see. You can kind of see it now. The prop on my boat is spinning. Oh, boat, hopefully you're not trying to go somewhere. But, oh, now stop. Oh, there it goes. When the gust come through, it kind of, maybe now we'll get some. There comes a good, yeah, there we go. That's kind of funny. I mean, the props on boats when they're in neutral are kind of, ooh, are kind of loose anyway, but that's a little funny to see. Okay, well, just now looking, this palm tree is definitely, I don't think it fell over. I think, like, the wind is just kind of pinned it against the screen. So I'm imagining that'll pop through the screen. Hopefully it doesn't, which should be fairly easy to fix, but hopefully it doesn't take out the aluminum structure part of it, because that would be not so easy to fix. I just heard on the radio that now we should be starting to get into whatever the people were getting, I guess, kind of last night or this early morning down in Miami, because it's storms moving up north, so moving on to us now. And I just heard now that over 500,000 people in Palm Beach County are without power. We're one of them. And I think they said 2.5 million that are with FPL are out of power, like, and they're all the people they serve. So a lot of people in the same situation. So keep waiting. That's all you can do. All right, so that palm tree, I guess somewhat good news. The one that I was showing that was right up here on the screen, apparently the palm tree snapped in half. Kind of hard to, right there in between, you kind of see that completely snapped in half. So guess it's getting a little bit more windier, but that's actually, I think that's a good thing, because now it's not on the screen and it's on the ground, so hopefully that doesn't get blown around. But from what I was seeing, that it's about 6:30, I think. This should be kind of like a feeder band coming through now, so hopefully in probably like 30 minutes or something, it's showing behind it, this feeder band, that there shouldn't be any more heavy rain, but the wind will still pick up. But I'm gonna go outside and check on the boat and see what's going on with this palm tree. So I think it'll be letting up some, but the wind's still gonna be here. Okay, so we're gonna do, oh great, it started raining. So we're gonna do a little bit of a Hurricane Irma walk around. So hopefully this doesn't lock on me. This is probably the only chance we're gonna get. So one thing that's progressed, this tree hasn't blown over yet. Hurricane Matthew, it did. It's probably gonna get really windy around this side of the house. Woo! Should probably wait a second. Just as I turn the corner, a nice gust comes through, but I don't know, this is probably, oh, the gusts are probably a little stronger, like 50, 60 maybe, but some of this is like 20, 30. Alright, I think we're good now. So far so good on this. Ratchet strap's holding nicely. That's close to the screen. Where did that palm tree grow? So, there's a lot of palm fronds here. Don't blow me into the pool, please. Okay, they can kind of hopefully see that completely snapped. Okay, the palm trees down the way don't seem to be blowing a lot more, so I think we might be okay. Open this real quick. Okay, get this guy away from the screen. There, so it doesn't blow away. Yeah, this whole damn palm tree completely snapped in half. It was laying against the screen. I think I got some video of that, but lots of these palm fronds. Sorry, neighbor. But they weren't like hanging palm fronds at all. This door we actually have to be careful with because you can see this tree is like completely leaning. Oh no! Okay. I don't know if you can see there's one dock board missing. And the hose is blown. Okay. I'll admit that's my fault. I should have taken the hose off the dock. But at least it's still attached. Hopefully that doesn't break off the water pipe. Yeah, luckily the power's out. Because that would be an extremely live wire. I'm not going to touch it now. Oh shit, they're like screen doors wide open. Whoa. Okay. Irma, I know you're here. You don't have to keep gusting me. Yeah, their screen door keeps opening and closing. I hear like a machine noise though. Someone must have a generator on. They must, because like they have lights. Must be them. I don't know if I can get the clouds going by though. There's probably a lot of water on the GoPro. But these clouds are going by so fast. Like a lot of the storms and the feeder bands, the news is saying, this is probably not a good spot to stand with palm fronds. The news is saying these storms are going by like 50, 60, 70 miles an hour. Which is about the wind speed, but that's like crazy how fast the clouds are moving. But I guess the West Coast, Tampa, Punta Gorda I saw. Which Punta Gorda got that, was it Hurricane Charlie? Anyway, hopefully over that area, they are prepared because this is nothing. And they're getting a major part of that. So we're gonna go back inside.
Alright, we have some internet. Or cell service. Okay, we don't have cell service. But yeah, as of 11 o'clock, 100-mile-an-hour winds, and I think I just heard it's east of Tampa but west of Orlando, so it seems to be calming down, and still no power. And this is what I've been going through to try and get information on what the hell is going on outside. But yeah, you can see it's well north of us. But still winds and rain, so hopefully sometime tomorrow our power comes back on, but if not, it's gonna get hot. Alright, so it's around 3:30 a.m. and I cannot sleep. It is so hot, but somehow this escaped my knowledge previously to the storm when we had power, and this is like a power station. I guess it's like a jump starter for like car battery, boat battery. I think we got it for a long time ago. Somehow it still has a charge, having never charged, and I have this little fan plugged into it, kind of saving the night, but I don't know how long it's gonna last. It'd be kind of cool if this lasted a while, at least until morning, until I can take it to someone's house or something.
friend's house who has power and charge it, because that would be nice. But the wind's still rumbling. I don't know if you can hear the shutters, and it's supposed to be stopping. Or, I mean, it's settling down a lot. Like now I'm just hearing gusts every once in a while. So, much better.
We are with that. Currently,
so we're getting some news on the phone.
Wind, so it's a Category 1 hurricane. Pressure holding at 960 millibars.
Well, it looks like it's well above Tampa, Orlando,
at 15 miles an hour. So notice with this, the southern and western edge of Irma is basically just entrenched with dry air, and it's basically cut in half, although the northern and eastern edge, especially the northern end,
so
is just absolutely blossoming with the showers and storms, and that tropical storm force winds are expanding as well. In fact, tropical storm...
That's the missing dock board. Just one. Boat's fine. I gotta grab the board over here. This is the tree that snapped, but I believe this one was damaged somewhat before. You see, like right here. I think it was at one point struck by lightning a long time ago or something, because that looks like it's burnt. But this is fresh. These damn things blew over again. Alright, so it's Monday, September 11th, which is also a pretty sad day. I can't believe that was 16 years ago already, September 11th happened. That's insane. I'm kind of out of it, I'm sorry, but yeah, it's absolutely miserable. It's probably like 93 degrees outside, at least 90, I know that. And then the house itself is 83 degrees and rising. But you can probably hear a generator in the background. Luckily my neighbor let us plug in a fan. I didn't want to like draw too much power off his generator. But yeah, no idea when the power's supposed to come on. Heard on the radio that FPL estimated like everyone's power like within 3 days or something, which isn't that long, but it feels long. Because like I remember in the Hurricane Francis, or well, both of them, Gene, I think it was like 2004 or 5. One of them we didn't have power for a week, and then the other one we didn't have power for 2 weeks, I believe. So I don't even remember how the hell I got through that. That was like, it's just like the heat. Like if we could just have some air conditioning, it's so miserable. Like I've been drinking I probably drank like a case of water already to myself, and like I'm just literally sweating it out. It's so hot and humid, that's the thing, but it's alright, I guess. No damage. I think my one neighbor said his roof was leaking a little bit, but it's because like they were having new windows replaced or something like that, so pretty sure no real damage. And I think my one neighbor went out driving around and said there's only one road of the 3 roads out of here that is not blocked off by trees, and that like Home Depot, Publix, and all this stuff in town are open. So I guess I mean, I haven't been able to watch the news or anything, so hopefully, at least here, everything seemed to go all right. So yeah, I'll talk more. I'll do a better ending to this video once we get power back and I'm not completely miserable, because like right now I don't even want to like talk. But yeah, we're okay. It's just hot. Alright, so still no power yet, but luckily my neighbor is allowing me to use a little bit of his generator, and I got at least the filter plugged in, so that's running. I'll make some current, hopefully some oxygen, and then now I got a bag of ice cubes in there because temperature's starting to get up, 79.7. And the house itself is 84 degrees, so hopefully that'll cool it a little bit. At least when it gets nighttime, it should not get as hot, hopefully, but that's all we can do for now. Using this power converter to run a fan and charge phones, so that's all the power we have. But luckily my neighbor has a generator and we're running another fan from him and charging a battery thing. So this would have been the bread aisle. The beer seems to be cold though. We might have to. Well, that's a good sign to see. Some FPL. You can see the line right there. A lot of those trees are blown over, but they just put them in. There's a 6-door excursion just sitting right there. Well, otherwise, it doesn't appear, other than trees, broken branches, nothing really going on. They got a tree on the house. Well, that's a comforting sign that they at least are up on the power line. Yeah, hopefully that means soon. I could think of to get at Winn-Dixie were pickles for some damn reason, just because I saw them, but also the beer is cold. My mom was asking, well, how are you going to keep the beer cold? And I said, if you drink it fast enough, you won't have to worry about that. So, all right, so we got some Alan Jackson going. Trying to boil up some water on the grill. Captain is captaining. Find something, Captain. Find electricity, Captain. Go get electricity. And then it's not gonna come out. Oh, kind of come out. There's some post-Irma sunset. Not too colorful, but yep, doing what we can with no power, pretty much. All right, so some good music playing. Headlight going strong. Mom's spaghetti game, even stronger right now on the grill, heating up. And that's gonna be our Hurricane Irma dinner, because we can't really make anything else. Now there is a dank Facebook meme if I've ever seen one for Hurricane Irma. Alright, so now it's Tuesday night and our power came on around noon Tuesday, so that was almost 3 days without power, which isn't the biggest deal. It's just, it really sucks when it's happening because it's so hot. That's literally like the only problem, is just the heat, humidity and stuff. But you know what, whatever. We didn't, the only real damage, like the one palm tree I showed that snapped and the dock board, so that's nothing. So we got really lucky. I know a couple of neighbors said they had some like roof leak stuff, so hopefully that's all right. And for the most part, all I've seen really is tree damage that are like falling down and stuff. So nothing really major. Hopefully everyone's houses are all right, and hopefully everyone's gonna get power back soon. Hopefully tonight or something, but as soon as possible. You know, those guys are out there working hard. So thank you to them, and you know, all the police, fire, paramedics, all those people out there keeping everyone safe. Thank you for doing that. And hopefully, I believe now, from what little news I've been able to see, I think I keep hearing Marco Island got it pretty bad, and the Keys definitely got it very bad. As the last I've heard, they're only letting people go back to Isla Mirada. I don't know below that. And I saw a picture of Robbie's Marina, which everyone that's gone to the Keys is pretty sure has been to Robbie's, and I saw like all their docks are completely gone, so that's pretty bad. Always nice people there. I mean, in the Keys in general, everyone's really nice people down there. And I haven't really seen anything about Marathon. That's probably where I've spent my most time down there with friends going down there. So hopefully everyone's all right down there, and hopefully they can get rebuilding, because I'm imagining they got, well, I've seen some pictures throughout the Keys. I don't know specifically Marathon, but a lot of storm surge and stuff and wind damage and boats blowing everywhere. So hopefully everyone can get everything back together easily and as normal as possible. So yeah, I guess we got kind of lucky at the storm. I mean, here, I guess, because originally at one point it was supposed to come straight here, and if it did do that, I guess it kind of stalled a little bit around Cuba. So hopefully everyone in Cuba's all right. That kind of like weakened it a little bit. It did come straight here, like it was supposed to, up through Miami, and at one point I did see the track, the center of the hurricane was probably like 15-20 miles to the west of me. That would have been maybe a different story, because it wouldn't have stalled on Cuba, and it would probably have been the pretty solid Category 4-5 hurricane it was when it hit, I think, Barbuda and St. Martin and the U.S. Virgin Islands, I believe, were the ones that got hit extremely hard. So hopefully everyone can get their lives back together, because from what I've seen from there, pretty much everything is destroyed. So that's pretty terrible. And yeah, hopefully everyone prepared well. And you know, I keep seeing a bunch of people talking about like Floridians are like all idiots and shit, and it's like, it's just, if you live here, I mean, I've lived here, born and raised, like 28 years, and like it's hurricane season, so it's just what you do. You get prepared for it, you know? Like, I mean, like people up north, like you have blizzards or whatever, winter storms and stuff, and what do you do up there? You get prepared, you know? Like slightly different things, but like I've always said, it's almost everything is fine with the wind. Like if we would have got that 185 mile an hour, which was possible because that's what it was, so I believe that was like the strongest hurricane ever. So at least in the Atlantic. So we would have got that. I mean, there definitely been a lot of damage, because that's a lot of damn wind. But I'm pretty sure a lot of things would be okay. And it's the water. It's the water, the storm surge stuff. If you live anywhere where it would flood at any point from the rain or storm surge or both, you have to get out of there, like no matter what, because like that's what kills people, is the storm surge stuff. So the flooding, I mean, you see it in like Houston and stuff. And I saw, I think 36 people died throughout the Caribbean and 11 or something in Florida. So I don't know what from what, but I'm willing to bet a lot of it's from the water. So that's like a key thing, you know? And things I would do different from this storm. My neighbor said my boat was swinging back and forth on the lift a lot more than I thought. So I'm gonna have to tie it to each pylon, the 4 pylons, to keep it from like going back and forth. So that's one thing. A damn generator. So my family have never had generators before. This is the last storm we go throughout it. Even though it was 3 days or whatever, like if we can control an air conditioner and a couple lights in the refrigerator, because as of now we're gonna have to basically throw everything away in the refrigerator and the garage refrigerator, which I do not want to open because that's my bait freezer. Thinking about that now, it's gonna be a pretty awful experience opening up a bait freezer after a couple of days of no power. So hopefully that'll come back and freeze, and then I can clean it up without a lot of mess. But yeah, definitely we're gonna have to look at a generator. That's basically it. Like generator, tie up the boat better, raise it a little bit more, because you can see the water level did rise a little bit. Need to get one more set of shutters for a door, and that's about it. And honestly, if you're going to go through a hurricane, I don't know what company makes this. Like it just says it's Power Station. I don't know if that's the company. That's the model number, hopefully you can see. Vehicle jump starter, doesn't matter about the tire inflator. It's kind of nice. It's got a little light here that turns on so you can see some stuff. But absolutely, it's got an outlet plug, and I powered a fan, 2 fans for my mother and I, which made things amazing with no power. So yeah, I'd highly recommend that. I don't even know, like Google it or something, but that thing is great to have. You make sure it's charged up before a hurricane hits or any kind of like a power outage situation. But that thing was pretty key in making stuff at least comfortable for the past few days without power. So yeah, hopefully everyone in the area, if you're watching this, I know a lot of you are from the area, everyone else did all right. You know, let me know in the comments. The only one that's ever has said anything from the videos I made, Pete Polo. I know you watch a lot of this stuff, so I remember you said that your power was also out. So hopefully that came back on at some point, and hopefully everyone made it through all right. Minimum damage as well as you could have. Hopefully all the people in the Keys and on the West Coast that got really hit by it you know, are able to get everything back together quickly and as fast as possible. And throughout the islands, I haven't seen anything about Cuba, but I know pretty sure they got hit by the hurricane. So hopefully everyone is all right there. And you know, Puerto Rico, I know my one friend, like I said, was in St. Croix, and he said it wasn't too bad there. You know, like the power and stuff, everything was out there, and hopefully they had minimal damage. And I know Barbuda, St. Martin, and U.S. Virgin Islands, I believe, were the like hardest hit. But I mean, all those islands out there, hopefully everyone's all right. And yeah, it's like just part of the, I guess, way of the life here in this part of the world. You know, you just gotta prepare for it. And if you're in an area that can get very dangerous, then yeah, of course, get out. So yeah, I guess that's kind of, I mean, I didn't get a direct hit from it here, but that's close to what it's like being in a hurricane. So yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed and everyone stays safe, and thank you for watching.